Hello and welcome. Today we'll talk about the payment function in Excel. Supposing you want to buy a car and you want to borrow some money from the bank to buy your car. How would you calculate your monthly payment? Given that you have to pay a certain amount of interest and given that you have to pay the entire amount back to the bank in a certain number of years. So the purchase price of your car is $15,000. Of this amount, you are able to pay $3,000 out of your pocket. So you borrow the difference of $12,000 from the bank. As you can see, we can let Excel compute the difference of $12,000, C4 minus C5. Let's assume the annual interest rate is 6%. And you have to repay the entire loan amount in 3 years. We now compute the payment, the monthly payment that is due from you to the bank. The function is PMT, and like every function, you should begin by entering the equals sign, equals PMT within parentheses. The first argument that you give to the function PMT is the interest rate, or here it's called the rate of 6%. But here is the important thing. You're repaying the loan amount every month, whereas this interest rate of 6% is applicable for the entire year. So you should divide the 6% interest rate by 12 months to get the per month interest rate that is due on your loan. So what we do here is not C7 but C7 by 12, which gives us 6% divided by 12. Next, we choose the NPER, which is the number of periods over which you will repay your loan. You'll be repaying your loan on a monthly basis, but the term as it is given here is in years, which is 3 years. So you need to convert that into months. So you need to multiply C8 times 12, which is 3 times 12, which is 36 months. Next, we have to enter the present value. The present value is the loan amount that you're planning to borrow today to buy your car, which is the cell C6, which is 12,000. Now, if you'll notice, there are a couple of other fields here. One is the FV, which is the future value, and the next is the type. Both of them are in square parentheses. That means these two fields are optional. Now, what is FV? FV stands for future value of the loan. So let us say you want to calculate a scenario where you're planning to not repay the loan, entire loan, and you're planning to leave about, say, I don't know, $2,500 unpaid. If that is the case, then your FV will be $2,500. In this case, you're planning to repay the entire amount, so your FV is 0, and by default, you can just leave it blank, and the formula will assume that the FV will be 0. But if the FV is something other than 0, that means at the end of the 3 years, you will have an unpaid loan amount of maybe $2,500. Then you should enter that value in the FV space. The next thing you want to see is a type. The type refers to whether you're repaying your monthly amount at the start of the month or at the end of the month. Now, if you're repaying it at the end of the month, which is by default, then you can enter the type value of 0, or you can just leave it blank as we did in the previous formula, and it'll assume that you're going to repay at the end of the month. But next we'll see how the type will be set to 1 and how that makes a difference for the result. So I enter the payment formula, the interest rate, the term, the present value. Now, after entering C6 for the present value, I put not 1 comma but 2 commas. The 2 commas signify that I am leaving the future value blank, and after that I put the number 1. The number 1 denotes the type, and it implies that I am planning to repay this loan amount not at the end of each month, not on the 30th, but on the 1st of each month. And you can see how it makes a difference. The payment value is slightly lower when you repay the loan on the first of each month. And the reason for that is because if you're repaying it on the first of each month, you are repaying the loan slightly faster than you normally would, and that results in a lesser interest charge for you. So overall, you're saying something like a little less than $2. Okay, it's the difference between $365.06 and $363.25. So you're saving about $2 every month. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks.